there are just certain moments in your anime journey that you will never quite possibly get back. It's kind of like when old heads kind of like bring up the whole back in my day type thing, you know? Back in my day, we used to watch 1,000 plus episode anime, bro. You don't be doing that shit no more? Y'all weak? Y'all soft? But overall, they're just experiences as an anime fan that you're just unable to recreate, especially as you watch more anime. Feelings that you just won't be able to duplicate because they were so unique to the time that you are watching it. And with me, it's binging long-running anime. One of my fondest, most dear childhood memories would be me during spring break of my 7th grade year, absolutely tucked away in my room with this old-ass HP laptop, watching the entirety of Katekyo Hitman Reborn. When I tell you I was in that bitch, I was invested. I had spring break homework I did not give a fuck about. Grass completely untouched. And this is me as a middle schooler. The only time you really saw me if I'm like eating some shit or I'm like taking a shit. Other than that, like, don't talk to me. And honestly, this was a moment as an anime fan that I experienced that I don't think I will ever be able to recreate. And at this point, it's for multiple reasons. Reason number one, I'm an adult now. I pay rent. I got a job. I just can't sit down for 7 days and watch middle schoolers with superpowers just beat the absolute shit out of each other. I will be on the streets. It's not gonna work out. Reason number two, even if I had like this 7-day vacation that I have going on, I'm not spending it in my room watching a show for 7 days straight. I'm sorry. In my head, I'll be like, bro, this is the best thing you could do right now?
Really, nigga?
Is your apartment clean? Oh, when was the last time you uploaded a YouTube video? Your fridge looking kind of light over there. Like in middle school, it's kind of all right because like you finish your homework and it's like, well, what else are you gonna do? You have so much more time in like your middle school, elementary, or even like high school days to just do whatever you kind of want to. And even for me, someone who's in like their early 20s, I still have a lot of free time on my hands. And over time, you just lose a little bit more of that as like responsibilities pile up, and you just can't fuck around and watch an anime for a week anymore, which is perfectly fine. But the third reason is that I pretty much watched all the anime that I could do this with, because at this point, pretty much, we don't get long-running anime anymore. The 2010s really just changed the game. It felt like they almost like try to optimize anime to like the best way possible. Like, let's make 1,000 of the same type of show that we've been making, or let's not make every fucking show in like 100 plus episodes long. Oh, let's just quadruple down on making like just the most waifu ass character like every single season. Like, we're gonna make this character just to get the bag. But even though I do agree with the point that these type of shows actually do help during this time period, with that we did kind of lose the joy of these long running huge shows that would kind of like take over the decade. When you think about anime during the 2000s, I honestly think the big three. When I think the 90s, I think Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z. Now you could say that there are still long-running anime, and then of course there technically are. Like My Hero Academia is a pretty long show, but it's season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4. But I can't just go on my Crunchyroll account, click on My Hero Academia every week, and get a new episode. We gotta wait certain times of the year to get that My Hero content. It's not like back in the day with a Dragon Ball, the Big Three, Inuyasha, Gintama, Fairy Tail, Ranma Half. Shows with these vast amount of episodes that would be constantly pushed in your face every single week. The first time I kind of felt the mortality of like these long-running anime was when like Naruto ended. I don't know if you guys remember when Naruto ended, but it was kind of big. It was kind of like one of the first moments where people who didn't talk about anime was like coming up to you talking about Naruto. Like, hey bro, like, you hear Naruto's ending? Kind of crazy, huh? I'm like, I'm sorry, who are you? But after a while, a lot of these classic long-running anime kind of just faded away. Gintama ended, Fairy Tail ended, Hunter x Hunter 2011 ended, Dragon Ball Super came back only to leave back again in 2018. And it's good that we still have like some series that carry on the torch. Like One Piece still going on strong, 20 plus years. Black Clover's kind of been holding it down for a little bit too. But even still in that case, Black Clover's on break right now. We also have Boruto, which is also on break right now, but it is also a long-running anime. I gotta mention it. But even still, I feel like Black Clover and Boruto get like a lot of slack when it comes to like shonens, but this is just the climate of the anime community that we currently live in, which kind of sucks because these long-running anime were pretty sick. Like I remember the Dragon Ball binge, which was like super fun because you just go on TV and you see random episodes. So like one day Vegeta's fighting Frieza, then the next day you'll see Vegeta fighting Goku, and now Yamcha's dying on the floor, and it's like, bro, what's going on? And I just remember like sitting down on my chair with my sister just binging all the Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT. And Dragon Ball is kind of cool because it's one of those like, hey, you see this kid grow all the way up to he's like a fucking grandpa. And for those of you who haven't watched OG Dragon Ball, the fuck are you doing? Catch up. Same with Naruto though. I remember watching like random episodes on Cartoon Network, or there was this one time where it was on like Disney XD for Shippuden. I remember when Bluebird would come on, I was shaking ass, bro. This is one of the first anime openings I had to like try to learn the lyrics for. It was kind of, Bluebird's a bopper. But going from like those random shows on TV to going to Naruto Get, and once you get to Naruto Get, you kind of already lost. This is where I swirled down the hole. Because after you get to Naruto Get, there's Bleach Get, and there's Watchop, and there's fucking Fairy Tail, and there's Dragon Ball again. It's just a big spiral of anime content. And anime wasn't like how it is now, where like you'd watch like all these different fucking anime at the same time. Now you'd watch your certain anime, and this would be the anime that's like on your mind the whole time. At least for me, when I was binging One Piece was the only thing on my mind. When I was binging Fairy Tail, I'd only be watching Fairy Tail. It's not like watching like 4 different like spring 2023 seasonal shows. Like I remember my Hunter x Hunter like 2011 binge, which is like the hardest transition to like binge to like seasonal. I think because I ended on a Cowgo. In a Cowgo, hey, he might be fired during the binge. During the weekly experience, I don't give a fuck about this octopus. Gintama was also like an all-time binge for me. I know a lot of people get kind of turned off by the comedy in the beginning, but the anime kind of brainwashing me into liking the comedy was one of like the first time that ever happened to me. And like now I go back to the old episodes, I'm like, man, this shit was always this fire. Like, what the fuck? And I can go on and on about these like different binge-worthy moments, like binging Beyblade in my room, like when I'm supposed to be sleeping. Same thing with like Ranma Half, like all on YouTube, you know, part 1, part 2, part 3, you already know. Like rewatching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood for like 3 times over, experiencing like the Dark Tournament or like Chapter Black for the first time. Even like binging all of Pokemon. I binged all of Pokemon from like Kanto all the way to like Unova. By the way, Ash should have fucking won in Sinnoh. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. I'm gonna give him all his best Pokemon from the past 4 seasons and let him lose to a fucking legendary Pokemon team. What? Where'd the Darkrai come from? I just gotta know. But these are experiences that you only get one time as an anime fan. And once you're caught up, you're not getting it back. And the tough part is, I don't even think like this new generation can experience these shows the same way that we experience these shows. Like we live in a generation where entertainment is so easily accessible that you just can't watch some of these shows and be entertained. If I'm ever bored, I can just open my phone and like look at 20 apps like TikTok, YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, HBO, Instagram. I am constantly able to be entertained. I'm not watching Goku power up for like 3 episodes straight. I could be doing something else. The attention span is just so different. I remember when I could like pause and play on cable, I was like, bro, the game's over. When I could record the episodes so I can watch them later, bro, they should have not gave me that type of power. But even as a whole, even for me, like right now, if I had the option to watch like 100+ episode anime or watch like 4 anime that's like 25 episodes, I'm watching the 4 anime, which isn't even a bad thing. It's just how things are right now. Like in 10+ years, there could be a completely different way people are taking anime. And right now, this could be like the new vintage type way to enjoy anime. It just depends on the time period that you're watching it. Again, none of this stuff is bad. It's just different. And it only makes these anime moments that we experience during the first time that we watch them that much more unique and special when we watched it. I think everybody says it, but I will never be able to go back and rewatch all of One Piece again. Coming back from school, watching it every single day, blasting the openings on repeat, going back to my sister and like telling her all these random plot points that she just doesn't know about. And even though there are franchises like Hajime no Ippo that are still very long and ongoing that I can hop onto, I'm probably not going to, just because, again, like I'm just not that type of guy anymore. My attention span's smaller. I have a lot more going on. Watching these type of animes were good during the time period that I watched it, and this being the case is 100% okay. I think we were all able to take experiences from these different shows that we watched, and I feel like them being finite only made them that much more better and special when we watched it for the first time. And even the anime experiences right now that we're experiencing are only gonna grow and grow more and more as time goes on. But hey, what you guys thoughts on it? This is gonna be the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching once again. Hope you guys have a phenomenal day. Guys and gals, who are my blank thoughts.